So I'm going to start at the bottom, so it looks pretty hectic. The first thing you probably notice are my huge muscles. Hey, it's Joel. I hope all is well. I'm filming this in the front yard of my parents' place. Becky and I live here. I'm 36 years old and I live in my parents' basement. But you can't judge me because I got cancer. Today I'm going to talk about the Port-a-cath, the mythical Port-a-cath, which when you talk to anyone, any nurses and anyone in the medical field, they just love Port-a-cath. So let me explain what it is. So I've got this piece of, this is what they've got inside me. So this is the Port-a-cath. So it's a device that's in my chest, and I'm going to show you what it is. And it allows a needle to be pressed into it. And it's basically an intravenous line without having to get a cannula in your, like, you'll notice most people get cannulas, and I've had many already, in your arm or in your palm or in your hand and so forth. So it's an easy way for them to, without having to do a cannula, is to get into your intravenous lines. So unfortunately I didn't get these cool kind of looking ones. I got this more kind of basic one. Before they operated, I just got them to show it to me before they installed it, and they showed me, and it was definitely one of these and not one of these cool ones. But let me show you what it is. I've got to take a bit of time getting up because my bum is a nightmare right now. So yeah, so you all know about my chemo bottle, which I carry all the time, and this is why I carry it. So let me take off my shirt. I honestly feel like Sisqo or something. You know Sisqo Thong song? I'm like... It's so weird. That's the first thing that comes to my head when I was filming this. Anyway, so I got my baby bottle in here. It's like a traffic jam here. As my dad will say, it's so busy here with all the cars now. So bloody busy. Anyway, so I got my baby bottle and it's connected me by this cable. So if you come close, I want to show you all in detail. It's pretty crazy stuff. So we've got here, this is purely a valve, and I'll explain why they have a valve. Then it goes under here, and it goes directly in there, and there's like a splitter here. So this is another place, and that's where they take my bloods, and you'll get to see how that is later. And then it goes into that. So that's actually a needle, which is sitting, and then underneath my skin, that's when I have one of these literally installed in my chest. So this is underneath my skin, and that there is plugging into there, which then goes into it. But it's not like that goes directly into my blood there. It actually goes, if you look really close, can you check? It actually goes up above, oh, just hit me with the tripod. It goes up above my collarbone. So if I put my finger over here, you'll see a line. So it's connected from there. There's a cable underneath my skin that goes over my collarbone, and then it plugs into my neck somewhere around here. So there's another insertion. You might not be able to see that scar. I think it's healed. So it plugs into my neck there, and there's a big vein there. And then the reason why they connect it there is because that vein goes directly into my heart, and there's a lot of blood flow. So when they're pumping this into me, it's not going into here. It's actually going into my bloodline via my neck, which is a bit crazy. And the reason I have this valve, so you know my chemo bottle and the balloon slowly has pressure, which pumps the chemo, so it doesn't need a battery or anything. It's 24/7 at a certain rate. If something would happen to that for whatever reason and it was pumping too fast, the chemo into me, that's what this valve here is for. It basically has a thing that it can't go fast. It has a number on there. It has a 0.5. I don't know if you can see that. But basically it can't go faster than 0.5 through this valve. So it's a bit of a safety valve if anything happened. And as mentioned, this is for the blood. So that is the Port-a-cath. And as mentioned before, everyone loves the Port-a-cath. And to tell you my story about the Port-a-cath is I was told on a Wednesday that I'll be getting a Port-a-cath, and it was installed on the Friday. So I had 2 days to prep. And I didn't know what a Port-a-cath was. And everyone would just say, oh, it's so nice, it's so nice. But they weren't the ones who were going to get cut open and a foreign device inserted into them, then stitched up. So I was actually really worried about it. But the good news is that the operation is pretty mild in relation to operations. They knock you out, but not completely. So you're still conscious but you can hear everything. And I remember the doctor saying, pass us the scissors, and I was like, oh, but I couldn't do anything. And the other thing I remember, there was Richard, this nurse, this guy called Richard, bloody great guy. And when they first took off my my gown, because I was in a gown, he was like, get the shears, because I was so hairy. He was like making a joke, and I remember laughing a lot. Just like a fond memory, kind of weird, but it wasn't as bad as you think, as I thought it was going to be, the installation or operation. They don't like me saying installation, the medical people, they're like the operation. They installed the thing underneath my skin on the Friday. Then I had the weekend for it to heal a little bit, and on Monday they then gave me the bottle and the needle into it. So I didn't have much time to think about it. And it took about 2 days after that Monday to get used to it. So for the first 2 days, I was walking a bit strange. My mum was telling me, because it just felt very foreign. But by the Wednesday, it was like nothing. And I don't even think about it now. And I know it may look quite shocking. I think if I saw that before this whole cancer stuff, I would think, geez, that's gnarly. But in all honesty, it's super normal. I don't think about it. The actual hardest thing is not carrying it around, because I carry it around when I sleep, when we make love, when I go to the bathroom, when I have a shower. It's always connected to me. But I don't even think about that. The actual harder part is up here, where I know that this chemo is making sure that my body doesn't repair itself. And that's definitely the hardest part. It's not any of the needle on Monday or anything like that. It's knowing that this is stopping my body to repair. And I can tell you right now, my backside needs a bit of repair. So that's the hardest part. So every Monday, all the cable and bottling gets changed and they reinsert it. And it's basically, I get 1 needle a week for the reinsertion. So we're going to cut to that video now. And thanks so much for watching so far. Cheers.